Alright guys, welcome back to another video. We're the Stone Island family. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to discuss the cost of education in Jamaica. We're hoping this will be helpful for those of you who have children of school age and you're planning to move back to Jamaica. We have 5 children in school at the moment. They range from age 4 all the way up, well, just turned 5, and all the way up to age 13. So they are in primary and high school or secondary school, what we call in the UK. They do attend a private Christian school, and there were some things that we wish we knew before we had started that we didn't know.
Yeah. So this video is Mama says it's just to share some information that you might find helpful for those, especially those returning.
So obviously, if you're moving back to Jamaica, you have the option to send your children to a private school, public school, or all age? All age, which I'm not too familiar with, but you know a bit more about that.
Yeah.
So those are the 3 options.
Yeah.
So primary school is obviously from grade 1 to 6, which in the UK we say year 1, year 2, year 6.
Yeah.
And then secondary school is year 7 up to year 11. So we just replaced that wording with grade. It's the same for Jamaica from 7 to 11.
Yeah.
And then for all age school, it's from grade 1 to 9.
So for the private school, obviously the cost varies, and there is a cost in terms of school fee, which includes a portion of it includes insurance for the children.
Like Andrew just said, the costs vary with private school. Alright, so the updated fees for the primary school was 50,000, and then an additional 2,000 for the security fees. So in total 52,000. And then the high school, their fee was 57,500, I believe.
Yeah.
And so, but in addition to those costs, there are other things that you need to take into consideration. You have to buy a ton load of books. You get a list for the year for all the textbooks that they will use. You have to buy their pens, their pencils, their glues, rubbers, sharpeners, paints, all of that stuff. Their scrapbook.
It's a lot.
It's a lot, and the books aren't cheap. I would say they even cost as much as university books from our experience. So for one child, we had spent around 32,000 for books.
When we decided to get our books, we had no idea.
Decided to get.
Well, when we were getting the books.
Decided to get. What you mean decided? It wasn't.
Well, it was a decision for get the books. Some people send them pay through school and I get no book and I can't afford it.
Do you know what? We weren't even gonna get no book. I'm gonna look on the board list and I said, I want this family send me them photocopies on page right.
Exactly.
I wanted the other kids.
So that's what I'm saying. When we decided to get the books, it's a decision because books weren't cheap.
The books weren't cheap. I think one of the books was like 4,000.
Yeah.
4,000 Jamaican dollars.
Very expensive. So,
but places to get your books from are Sangster's bookstore, Henderson's,
and Kingston bookstore, which are your main,
yes,
bookshops. But there's other smaller local ones.
So in the high school, you will be able to get some books on loan from the library. So that reduces the amount of books that you buy. It's still excessive.
Yeah.
I think once upon a time though, you know, back in our day, I don't remember us buying school books. And if we did buy school books, we wouldn't be writing in them, so they could be passed down.
Or used.
No, they don't do that anymore.
These ones.
They write in them.
Yeah, you actually work from those books. So doing the work in the book itself stops it from handing down to the children, and we've got so many children, so it's not like they can hand down those books. They have to get individual books.
So you have to buy their uniforms. If you have a boy, it's more than likely, you know, khaki. Your khaki can set you back around $3,000 on average, depending on their size. I think the older they are and the bigger they are,
more expensive.
It's a little bit more expensive.
Yeah.
But on average, it's around 3,000 Jamaican dollars.
Yeah.
So just so you get an idea, and then, you know, some khakis do come with a belt.
To buy a tie as well, your epaulets. For the girls, they have to buy the, what's the name of that thing that you stick on? Its name slipped me, but that thing.
I don't know, their badge. Can't remember. I'll put the name and put the right name on the screen.
Yeah, sorry for that.
If you have little girls, they will have to get their uniform made. Because every school is, you know, they're very different. There's no standard really. You will buy the material. You can either buy it from the store, or sometimes the school will have it in stock, and you just buy it per yard. We bought, I think for Ava, we bought about 3 yards, and that made us about 3. It made us about either 2 or 3. Dresses, and that cost was 750 Jamaican dollars for the 3 yards.
In comparison to the UK, you go to a shop and buy the uniform for that special school. Here it's not like that. You have to buy the material, as Mama say, from the school or the shop, and then you take it to the dressmaker. For the boys as well, you also have the option to buy the material, the khaki, and take it to your tailor, and they'll sew it as well.
To buy the khaki here, you can go to the wholesale, as I said, Chinaman down here. You can go to the wholesale Chinaman and buy your khaki. The quality, it works out cheaper. The quality is not great.
Yeah.
There are department stores like Lloyd's.
The other thing you need to get as well is the book bags.
Yeah,
the lunch kit.
Which I think is that pretty much standard though. We'd have to do that in the UK. I can't remember.
No, not the lunch kit unless you know they're taking lunch to school.
So the other thing to think about is obviously your lunch and their little kitty.
Snack.
There's
Snacks for break.
Yeah. Some classes it was around 350 and 400 and some 500.
500, and for the high school it's
like 50, 600?
700. Yeah, there's a registration fee each quarter when you're registering the child.
The registration fees for us was around $2,000 per child. In the high school section, that cost was $7,000. Now, there's another cost, the PE kits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to buy your PE kits. So the school has their own, provides their own kit, and then you basically purchase it from them.
And that was $4,000 for each child.
Yeah. So those are some of the costs that's associated with the private school.
All right. So for their exams, when they get to high school ages, so between the grades of 9 to 11, when they start doing this
subjects. exam.
The exams, which are called
CXC. In my days, you had GCSE.
no, GCE.
GCE.
GCSE is UK.
UK, sorry.
But the equivalent here is
CXC, which is for the Caribbean, recognized in the Caribbean. You take that to the UK or out to the Caribbean, it's not sort of recognized.
So guys, education in Jamaica is not free, and granted the costs are different for those in the
Private.
public sector, where you don't pay as much with your fees and things, but it's not completely free.
Schooling is expensive, whether it's private or public. The cost.
I mean, we can't compare it to that of the UK. You know, private school in the UK, clearly it would be 10 times more, but
so it's not a comparison of cost UK versus Jamaica. It's just to give you an insight as to the cost for education in Jamaica.
The fees there, it varies. It varies compared to other private schools. Some are a lot more, double what we pay, and some are less. So
it's just an average from our experience that we're sharing. Obviously, you would have to contact the school directly to get a more accurate information in regards to cost and entry requirements and all of that. But it's just what we've experienced since we've been here in terms of education.
And the one last thing I wanted to mention, actually, if you were someone like us who had children that were homeschooled and perhaps were not immunized, it is mandatory down here.
Yes.
You have to get your children immunized, every single one of them.
It's the law.
It's the law
in Jamaica.
Here.
Every children of school age must be immunized before attending school.
Yeah.
And the health visitors do come out and check the schools. So it's not something that you're able to get away with. So you want to say that.
Anyway, guys, this was just a quick video to just give you some information for those who have asked a little bit about schooling. We just wanted you to have an idea of the costs and things like that. And we hope you found this useful, and if you did, please give us a thumbs up, like, share, comment. We do welcome all your comments. We read all of your comments, and we're so thankful for all your support so far. And please subscribe if you haven't already.
Please do.
Until the next video, guys.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye-bye.